Welcome back, children, to our next session on diversity in living organisms. In our previous modules, you had learned about the classification in the plant kingdom. In this module, we are going to learn about the classification in the animal kingdom. Animals, if you go for the classification of the animals, you will find that we have to begin with the lower forms of animals. The lower forms of animals were called the invertebrates, and the higher forms, that is we belong to a class called the vertebrates. What are the invertebrates? On what basis they are classified? Were they all the same to look at? Were their structure the same? Were their body parts the same? Let us view all that in our next module. Welcome back, children, to the next session of our chapter, Diversity in Living Organisms. Now we are going to start with the animal kingdom. Children, you might be remembering about what we have studied in the plant kingdom. The plants, though they are multicellular organisms, though they are eukaryotes, though they have got well differentiated parts, but then when you compare them with animals, they are still lot below in their structure and differentiation. What I mean to tell you is that animals form the most complex among the living organisms. And out of all the animals, we human beings are the most complex and well-formed, well-differentiated, with well-developed structures and many types of organs, and each of the organs are specialized for different functions. Now you might be wondering whether we human beings arose just like that? No. When you study about evolution, or as you go to study about evolution, when you go through the researches made by the various scientists in the field of evolution, you will find that human beings or the race of mankind did not come all in one day or in 1 year or in a very less span of time. It took place in millions and millions of years. There were so many changes. The organisms had to adjust and to survive when the conditions were bad. And when those organisms who struggled and who survived in the struggle for existence, only they lived. The others perished. Perished, you know what I mean by perished? Perished means they died. So when we say about animal kingdom, we cannot directly go to the mammals, or we cannot directly study about mankind. We have to study about the lower forms of organisms in the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom has got many divisions, but as you have studied in the previous module, the divisions in the animal kingdom are called phylum. The plural is called phyla. So let us see the video clip which tells you about the animal kingdom in detail. Just go through that video clip very carefully. I'll be explaining to you as we progress ahead in the video, and just try to remember the names. Some of the names are slightly difficult or different, I should say. I should not use the word difficult. They are slightly different. But then if you try to learn them, I am very sure that you will have a very good experience in learning about this topic. Okay, children? So let us go ahead with the video watching. Thank you. Welcome to the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom, or the kingdom Animalia, as it's biologically known, is the largest kingdom in terms of its diversity in species. This kingdom includes organisms having well-developed organelles as well as parts. They are heterotrophic, they are multicellular, they are eukaryotic, and most of these animals can move around on their own. Human beings are also included in this kingdom. So in this module, you will learn how the animal kingdom is classified. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the classification of the animal kingdom. You will be able to name and classify the invertebrates into different phyla. You will be able to name and describe the 5 classes of vertebrates. All the animals are classified on the basis of the level of the body organization, that is, whether they are cellular and what is the extent of their development, the type of body cavity called coelom, presence or absence of segmentation, and the presence or absence of a backbone. The animal kingdom called Animalia is classified into two subkingdoms. They are the invertebrates and the vertebrates. The subphylum invertebrate is classified into Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. The invertebrates are characterized by the following features: absence of a notochord and absence of a vertebral column or a backbone. Now we go over to the first phylum, Porifera, which has got its name from two words. The word pori means holes and fera means bearing. The phylum Porifera includes Cycon, Spongilla, Euplectella, and they show minimum level of tissues. Though they are multicellular, they are commonly called sponges. Sponges are non-motile and are generally found in an aquatic habitat. They are covered with a hard skeleton made up of silica or sponge. Sponges have pores all over their body. These pores lead to a canal system that helps in circulating water throughout the body to bring in food and oxygen. Now the next phylum is Coelenterata, which has got its name from the word "coelos," means hollow. The phylum Coelenterata includes Hydra, Obelia, corals, and sea anemone. These are the examples. Coelenterates live in an aquatic habitat which may be fresh and salt water. Corals are an example of organisms belonging to this group, and they live in colonies or in groups, while Hydra live alone or has a solitary existence. Their bodies are radially symmetrical, meaning that all the halves of the body have the same design. Their bodies have outer and inner layers which enclose a central cavity called the gastrovascular cavity. In Hydra, locomotion occurs with the help of finger-like processes called tentacles. Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes get their name from two Greek words. Platy means flat and helminthes means worms. They are flat worms. The phylum Platyhelminthes includes tapeworm and liver fluke. Platyhelminthes are either free-living or parasitic. Free-living animals include planaria, and the parasitic animals include liver flukes. Their bodies are dorsoventrally flattened and ribbon-like, and therefore they are called flatworms. Their bodies are bilaterally symmetrical, meaning that the left and the right halves of the bodies have the same design. Their bodies have 3 layers of cells that form well-differentiated tissues. This is why they are called triploblastic animals. Flatworms have no body cavity, hence they are called acoelomates. They lack respiratory and circulatory systems. Now we go over to the next phylum, Nematoda. They got the name from the two words nema, which means thread, and oda, which means like, thread-like structures. The phylum Nematoda includes Ascaris, Enterobius, and Wuchereria. Nematodes can be free-living or parasitic. The parasitic worms may cause diseases in the humans by staying in the human intestines. They are also called pinworms and they live in the intestines. The filarial worms in the lymph and the limbs cause elephantiasis. Their bodies are long and cylindrical, showing bilateral symmetry. Nematodes are also triploblastic. Their body cavity is pseudocoelomate, means a false coelom they have. They also lack respiratory and circulatory systems. Our next phylum is Annelida. Annelida gets its name from the Latin word annales, which means little rings. The phylum Annelida includes earthworms and leeches. Annelidans are found in a variety of habitats. They may include fresh water, salt water, as well as on land. Their bodies are also bilaterally symmetrical. The organs in the annelidans are differentiated in a segmental fashion, and the segments are lined from head to the tail. Annelidans are examples. The annelidans have got ectoderm, mesoderm, and an endoderm. They have a true body cavity called a coelom. Annelidans are characterized by the presence of a circulatory system.